Trophy was awarded to Kerry Gallagher with a time of 56 minutes, 9 seconds. That's probably, well, it is 5:37, which is pretty good. Heck of a lot better than I could do, I'll guarantee you that, on my best days. Second place went to Aziza Ali Abate with a time of 56 minutes, 10 seconds, and third place went to Tazada Tengresa with a time of 56 minutes, 26 seconds. If any of those young women are in the audience, please stand to be recognized. Now, for those of you who weren't in the attendance at yesterday's race, and I'm sure there are plenty of you in the room who were not, we once again have a special video presentation of it. And how about running the tape, as Werner Wolf used to say? Just run the tape. Let's see.
Come on, guys. Motivated.
Thanks to Sandy Doherty, who's the director of our Institute of Land Warfare, and her great video team who produced the video. Nice hand for Sandy. For those of you who would like a copy of the DVD, you could stop by the AUSA Pavilion, and we got a box of them down there. We'd be happy to give them out to whoever would like it. Now, in 1987, the Commander Cup Trophy was awarded to the top U.S. military team in the Active Army, National Guard, and U.S. Army Reserve, ROTC, and Military Academy divisions. This year, the Commander's Cup will again be presented to the top U.S. military men's and women's team. And there are two awards, as is normally the case: a revolving trophy, which is awarded to the top teams whose names will be engraved on the trophy's plaques, and also permanent trophies are presented to the winning teams, and these awards will be taken home to be put in the local trophy cases. I'd like to ask the Chief of Staff of the Army, General Ray Odiono, and the Sergeant Major of the Army, Sergeant Major Chandler, to come up along with General Lennington and the Command Sergeant Major Turnbull of the Military District of Washington, and the Fort Carson's men's running team. Please assemble on the podium, on the platform. To present this year's revolving Commander's Cup to the top U.S. military men's team is our Army Chief of Staff and the Sergeant Major of the Army. And the 2012 Army 10-Miler Cup is presented to the Fort Carson men's running team. The captain is Captain Darren Shearer, and he will accept the award. To present the permanent Commander's Cup is the Commander of Military District of Washington, Major General Michael Lennington, and the MDW's Command Sergeant Major David Turnbull. Accepting the award is Specialist Nate McManus. Okay, nice hand. Gotta go, guys. Other members of the winning team are First Lieutenant Andrew Catalano, Specialist Edwin Sang, Captain Matt Petrocci, First Lieutenant Nick Van Dam, Staff Sergeant Daniel Finger, Sergeant Zachary Condon, and Specialist Kiplagat Siomo. Gotta go, troops. We'll now recognize the top women's team from the United States Army. Will Joint Base Lewis McChord women's team please join us on the stage? The Commander's Cup will be presented by General Odiono and the Sergeant Major of the Army, Sergeant Major Chandler, to the Joint Base Lewis McChord women's team. And accepting the trophy is Sergeant Janelle Drennan. The permanent trophy will be presented by General Lennington and Command Sergeant Major Turnbull to Specialist Sandra Rivera. The team members are First Lieutenant Shami Larson, Second Lieutenant Christina Rath, Captain Marissa Grossweiler, Captain Ashley Urich, and Captain Dallas Henry. Okay, gang. Good for you. Nice job. 9 years ago, an international division was instituted so that Army running teams from around the world would have the opportunity to compete with a team from our Army in the 10-miler for a special trophy. Will the all-Army team join me on the stage? Accepting this award, I'm going to go back in my notes and make sure I got this right, is Specialist Augustus Mayo. Remember, his time was 47 minutes, 54 seconds. He the man. Yeah, right. Now let me read the, did they get the other trophy? Huh? That's it? Okay. The team members, Lieutenant Colonel Liam Collins, First Lieutenant Chad Ware, Specialist Joseph Churley, Specialist Kyle Heath, Specialist Edwin Sang, First Lieutenant Greg Leake, Captain Kelly Calway, Captain Kenny Foster, Second Lieutenant Chelsea Prowl, and Specialist Robert Cesare. How about a nice hand for the team? Terrific. There's a lot of things I couldn't do even on my best day in the Army. 10 years ago, the Sergeant Major of the Army, Jack Tilley, instituted a new race division, and we went along with him, and a new award category, the Sergeant Major of the Army Challenge for male and female Sergeants Major over 40 years of age, which they probably won't admit to, from the active Army, Army National Guard, and the Army Reserve. Sergeant Major of the Army Chandler is continuing this great tradition. Will the Fort Myer 5 team please join us on the platform? Accepting the award is Command Sergeant Major James Bodecker. Other team members include Sergeant Major David Brundage, Command Sergeant Major Philip Cantrell, Command Sergeant Major Jeffrey Stitzel, and Sergeant Major John Dudas. Master Gunnery Sergeant Henrik Iverson, Sergeant Major Vaughn Auna, and Command Sergeant Major David Turnbull. Obviously, all of them aren't present for duty at the moment, but thanks a lot to all of you, and congratulations. This morning, we're also honored to have with us U.S. Army athletes and the Coach of the Year. The male athlete of the year is First Lieutenant Charles Ware, who was just up here on the platform. I think he's over there. Stand up, Lieutenant Ware. And the female athlete of the year is not with us, Captain Danielle Cork, women's volleyball. She's unable to be with us today because of other duties. And the Coach of the Year, who was just up here, is Lieutenant Colonel Liam Collins. He's the All-Army running team coach. Thanks a lot, Coach. This year we have two outstanding Army athletes, Olympians, with us. The first one is Sergeant Vincent Hancock. He is, by the way, a two-time Olympic gold medalist in men's ski. He won gold in London and in Beijing. He's the first shooter in Olympic history, okay, gang? The first shooter in Olympic history to ever win 2 golds in consecutive Olympics. So would he please stand up to be recognized? Would Sergeant Joss Olson please stand? I'm sorry, Sergeant First Class Olson. He competed in 2012 in the Paralympics. He's the first active duty combat wounded soldier to ever compete in any Paralympic Games, and he competed in 2 events, and he will lead the new Paralympic team made up of wounded warriors at the Army Marksmanship Unit. Thank you for your service. We have over 90 of our chapters represented this year, and I'd like all chapter presidents to please stand to be recognized. All of them who are here. Thanks a lot. I want to thank all of you publicly for what you do. This year, 2 chapters, White Sands Missile Range and Korea, joined the ranks of those having reached 50 years of continuous service. Thanks a lot to them. These chapters, along with the other 122 chapters, have worked to support not only the soldiers and the families, and you could have seen that, you heard that up here when we gave out our awards this morning, to support not only the soldiers, but their families. Very important effort, and all members of all services, by the way, and the civilians who support them. Our chapters of dedicated volunteers contributed over $1.5 million in scholarships, grants, and so forth to soldiers, families, and units of the active and reserve components, and they also contribute to other community needs. They recognize the hard work of our recruiters and help them tell the story of the Army by getting these recruiters access to local schools and other venues. They help make sure that our brave soldiers and their families were thanked at countless deployments and welcome home ceremonies. Sometime in the middle of the night, cold days, hot days, you name it, they were there. And they are supporting Army initiatives such as Warrior Transition Units. And I'd like to thank all chapters, both here and not here, for what they do for this country. Now, would General Thompson please join me on the stage? We've got a couple of awards, other awards we need to give. So, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the AUSA Award for the largest membership for the 2011-2012 operating year goes to the Fort Hood, Central Texas chapter. Accepting the award for the Fort Hood chapter, Robert Hawksworth, Chapter President. Ron Taylor, Texas State President. Lieutenant General Donald M. Campbell, Jr., Commanding General, 3 Corps. And Command Sergeant Major Scott Schrader, Command Sergeant Major, 3 Corps. We would now like to recognize our Army's divisions for their outstanding membership accomplishments this past year. The large trophy being presented is inscribed with the winning division's name and is displayed at AUSA National Headquarters. A second trophy will remain with the division as a permanent reminder of its accomplishments. This year, the Active Duty Division Award for the largest active duty membership and the award for the greatest percentage increase in active duty AUSA membership goes to the 1st Cavalry Division, Fort Hood, Texas. Accepting the award are Major General Anthony Irardi, Commanding General, 1st Cavalry Division. Command Sergeant Major James Norman, Command Sergeant Major, 1st Cavalry Division. Robert Huxworth, Chapter President. And Ron Taylor, Texas State President. We have 2 awards to honor reserve components that, through their participation